How do you say spin in Spanish? We ought to ask Jeb Bush. Yesterday, the Republican presidential candidate said a whole lot in Spanish. As noted earlier on this program, he granted an interview done entirely en español with José Díaz-Balart on Telemundo. Watch, listen, and pay close attention to the subtitles.
Mira, primero, llegar aquí legal tiene que ser más fácil que llegar aquí ilegal. Así que hay que tener un compromiso con la frontera. Y igual de importante, hay 40% de los indocumentados, los que están aquí ilegales, que tienen visa legal y se quedan después. Pero para los 11 millones de personas, yo creo que salen de las sombras, reciben un permiso de trabajar, pagan impuestos, por supuesto, una multa pequeña, aprenden inglés, no reciben beneficios del gobierno federal, pero salen de las sombras y reciben un estatus legal después de una temporada.
We highlighted the phrase, there has to be a compromise on border security, because Governor Bush used a different emphasis when he used a different language, English, on the campaign trail in New Hampshire.
We are going to control the border by forward-leaning border control agents towards the border rather than 40 miles off, which is where most of them reside right now. There's new technologies that allow us to control the border far better than we could have in the past. And this is where people get hot about this. So fasten your seatbelts. I don't mean to sound like I'm saying something controversial, but I honestly think we need to provide a path to legalized status, not citizenship, for illegal immigrants. The idea that we're going to round 11 million people up and send them back is so it's not real. It's not grounded in reality.
So Jeb jumps on the border security bandwagon with great gusto in the Granite State, but as he lists the specific steps he'll take, he turns meek and mild, and then uses the same talking point his older brother used to use about how you can't send 11 million people back home. Here's the problem. From Bush 41 to Clinton to Bush 43 to Obama, our immigration laws have not been fully enforced. So the would-be Bush 45 starts down the rhetorical rabbit trail in English that he used yesterday in Spanish.
You get a provisional work permit. You pay a fine. You learn English. You work. You work. You don't get federal government support. If you commit a crime, you're deported. But if you don't, you earn, over an extended period of time, legal status. You don't cut in line for someone who's been patiently waiting. You earn legal status. That deal, I think, is a fair deal. It's a realistic deal. It's a practical deal. And immigrants would take that in a heartbeat.
Never mind that illegals are not learning English, and they are getting benefits, and they do cut in line, delaying the legal entry of those who play by the rules. What's most troubling about the Jeb Bush approach to illegal immigration is that the candidate seems to primarily concern himself with accommodating those he mistakenly identifies as immigrants. Sure, illegals would take that deal in a heartbeat. After all, it's amnesty. And it comes from the candidate who told Telemundo yesterday there has to be a compromise on border security. I wonder, what's the Spanish word for double talk? That's the way I see it. Now, what's on your mind? A couple of comments. Our first comes from Ronald, writing in about Donald Trump. Here's what he has to say. The reason Trump strikes a chord with Republicans is because they're fed up with the, quote, good old boys who've had a majority in Congress since the last election and have done nothing to help solve the problems facing Americans. We also heard from Mike, who also explains why he thinks Trump's message is resonating. It's time for a change. We've let the so-called lawmakers destroy the USA. Someone has got to put a stop to this. The media likes to make him sound crazy, but just think of the people before today that have spoken loud and backed up what they said. Gentlemen, we thank you both for your comments. Now, if you'd like to weigh in, we most certainly want to hear from you. Again, you can send your comments via email, Facebook, and Twitter. And don't forget our website, newsmaxtv.com/comments. That'll do it for tonight. See you tomorrow night. Stay brave, stay free, stay tuned.